Welcome. All right, today, hot topic, intermittent fasting. So the first thing I'm gonna start off with is I want you to understand, there's also just fasting, right? Fasting for 24 hours, fasting for 48 hours. I've heard of people fasting for like weeks. You could go Google that stuff. What I wanna talk about today is intermittent fasting, like the daily fasting, the things that you probably hear your friends, family talking about. I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is a little bit more realistic for people to do. And again, if you can do it consistently, compound it over time, it's usually gonna yield some pretty good results if you do it right. And honestly, this is what I do every day. I've seen it work tremendously. So I wanna break it down a little bit for you. Daily intermittent fasting, or whatever you wanna call it, doesn't matter. You're basically not eating for a certain period of time, and then you're giving yourself a window that you can eat. And to be quite honest, I like it because I don't have to eat as much. I don't have to think about eating as much, and I've seen some really good results. I'm gonna break it down for you. Your typical daily intermittent fast is gonna be 16 hours, I'm gonna say that again, 16 hours of fasting. Here's a good window. You stop eating, you gotta use your sleep to benefit you. So you stop eating at like 8 p.m., then you don't eat until the next day at 12. That's a 16-hour window. Now, that could be adjusted. You could go down to 7 p.m., you could go to 9 p.m., you go to 10 p.m., you just extend that window. Imagine drawing a clock and just finding the 16-hour gap. Now, if you're first getting started, you could start out with 12 hours of daily not eating, go up to 14, go up to 16. Really wouldn't recommend going over 16. Now, here's what some science and some theories show from a fat loss perspective, which I'm sure you want to know, is the benefit of intermittent fasting daily. Well, the theory is that throughout those 16 hours, through a portion of that, let's say 75% of the 16 hours, your body is burning up its own muscle glycogen, right? It's got to use it for energy. I mean, your brain has to think, your body's got to move, you got to get out of bed, you got to go to work, just your normal daily functions. Now, the theory is the other 25%, or whatever you want to call it, your body has to tap into its own body fat preserves, its fat cells, converts them to energy. Because remember, carbohydrates and fat are both energy. That's what they are. So the theory is that your body taps into its own body fat towards the end of those 16 hours. It starts to use it as energy. It sounds like a benefit to me, right? Now, again, that's theory. Some science shows it, some of it's theory. I think it works phenomenal. But here's the key. During the 8 hours of eating, here's the one thing you cannot do: undereat. If you undereat during that 8-hour window, your metabolism will adjust to your intake and lower itself. It will do it. If you don't believe me, try it. It's gonna suck. It will adjust. So don't think less is more, okay? You're already doing the fasting. So from 12 to 8, you need to consume food. And the more nutritionally dense it is, the better the results you're gonna see. So I typically like to break my fast with something that's a little pre-digested, like a protein shake, super high quality, or maybe some fruit, or maybe some root vegetables, something that's easy on your gut. You don't wanna break your fast with something that's like really hard for your body to digest. Now, the rest of the day, you could either do some snacking, you could add in your meals, whatever the case may be, just gotta make sure to stop in time for that 8-hour window. Now, I personally find from 12 to 8 is a very good time period for me. Start at lunch, end at dinner, boom. But again, you could adjust it even to the day. You don't even have to do this 7 days a week. You can do it 5 days a week and then go to normal 2 days or 6 days. I like doing it 7 days a week. But the key is do not undereat during the 8-hour eating window. Lay your food out, right? Break your fast with something that might be a little bit easier on your stomach. Here's the other thing. If there's a lot of good fiber and good nutritionally dense foods there, it's going to kill your appetite. That's my secret to you. It's going to kill your appetite. So now, your first meal took up a couple hours, so now you only got 6 hours left. So you can have some good quality or maybe some poor quality every once in a while. We like to live dangerously sometimes. You got time, you got room, and you got enough time for your body to digest and break down that food through the fasting period. So that's just to give you a little insight on daily intermittent fasting. Hope you liked it, but that's it for today. So again, thank you for joining me.